What's up, guys? This is RG. Last video I showed you the 3 basic or 4 basic pieces of equipment that would use to lose around 83 pounds. I'd say around 80. Stop saying 83. 80. I'm not done. I need to get down to maybe 200. I got 50 more to go. I'm thinking about doing maybe within 2 years. God willing, have life. Basically, I just want to show you a quick routine as far as what I do on this chair. Okay. I don't know if you guys remember this one is the old AB Doer chair. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and show you a little bit. I really want to move this video, so let me show you. Here it is. Okay. The old AB Doer chair, maybe 25 years ago. A lot of you guys won't even remember, maybe some will, whatever. If you were out the foam seat that they give you with it, you have to use towels. That way you don't hurt your butt so much, especially if you do this every day. Basically, you get on the chair, has a control level as far as the resistance that you'll find on this bar right here. It has a little rolling bar to give you like a little bit of massage in there so that you don't really tighten too much, and if you do tighten it, it's giving you a little massage. So basically what I'll do is, I know I'm barrel chested, I know I got a little bit of man boob thing on here, but you know, as far as moving them around, I got muscle in there, so we'll get there. I have gloves on. I'm not gonna have our gloves on now. So what we're gonna do, give me a more better view. Okay. Alright guys, I'm in my garage. That's my studio. Okay, so you good at this, doing it on the fly. I love to do all my life on the fly. I don't like to read scripts. I don't like to... I prepare what I see ahead of time in my mind, but not so that I don't forget. It's so that it starts getting ingrained and I don't need to write stuff down. So here's what you do. When I get in the morning, the first most important thing is how you plant your feet. Your posture as far as when you're sitting in the chair. Make sure that when you're holding at this angle, your back is straight up. I'm not an expert, I'm just telling you how I do it. Make sure your feet are sufficient part where you feel the actual, it's a natural movement to go down. If you're here too far and then you're going past your knees, you're doing it wrong. Make sure your knees are always in front, right in back of your feet, okay? So all I'll do is I'll tense up a little bit, hold on here, tense up, and then just do these repetitions. Now, breathing and holding your stomach are up to you. Basically, they say that you should, let me see, when you suck in, I don't even have it yet, your gut goes out, and then when you tighten your muscle in. I've gotten to the point where I just tighten my muscles, and I can able to be tightening my stomach muscles, which is your core. You do this, that's one exercise, that's the standard one. Then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll put my feet together, and then I'll get a little bit more of the belly going. Maybe that'll help spread it out to the flaps, and then I can work on the flaps at another time. So let's press the belly out a little bit. You do want to feel the pressure again from your gut against your thighs. I mean, that's the problem, right? We can't get to our feet because our gut gets in the way when it hits our thighs. Okay, so that's what I had to do in order to be able to, see my feet again, basically. Okay, so you do the same thing. I started off with like 10 repetitions. I'm up to like maybe 50 or 100 if I want to do them. But if you're gonna do a regimen and not tire yourself out, same thing. Okay, this is all it takes. This helps it saves your back, saves your neck. See, I'm keeping my neck straight. Keep your neck straight. Don't look down. Look straight ahead. Look in the mirror if it keeps you focused. I always pick a center point. I believe in aligning my vision with my body. So the next one that I will do, I will go ahead and put my feet back apart, and I'll go ahead and do one of these little, where I'll go ahead and not do it hard or fast, but just make it like a natural motion, where you want to go ahead and stretch this muscle. Meanwhile, you're compacting your flabby area down here. Okay, so this is actually like a double, benefit motion. Poor chair crickles and cracks and creaks like me. It wants to give up, it wants to retire, but I won't let it, because I don't want to retire. So you do this. Do that as much as your tolerance do. Look, I'm not going to tell you what your tolerance levels is. You need to find that out yourself. I'm not going to hold your hand during these things. You need to know what makes you feel good. Pain is not injury. Pain is not suffering all the time. Sometimes what you see as pain is your muscles waking up, your fat crying that it doesn't want to leave its house. Okay? It's your muscle finally saying, hey, wow, I work. Okay? That's all I'm going to tell you. Okay? Here's another exercise. After you do that one, you're going to go ahead and basically bring them in a little bit more, not as far as when you do the side one, but you're going to go ahead and do a lateral. Okay, that's really going to crunch your, stretch this muscle, okay, which is helping me get rid of this atrophy that I had on my chest on both sides because I gave up on the fact and resigned myself to the fact that I was just not able to do what I wanted to do physically in order to get back to what I wanted to be. So it'll go ahead and do that, and then it's going ahead and it's crunching your belly flap on the side. Okay? So trust me, don't focus on one. You have to. It's almost like you're a piece of machinery and you're like working all day long. It's just like, yeah, same thing. This is where I say it's okay not to be in the moment. You want to drift off. I find that if I drift off sometimes I actually get more done as far as repetitions. I listen to reggaeton music. It has been my savior. I'm going to recommend 105.7 Latino Mix. Everybody has to pick their own motivational tools. Mine was reggaeton. I've always loved music, always sang. I'm not really a singer in public. I've always was the kind of person that kind of like made fun of people when they were dancing in their cars or just trying to get attention. Right now, I learned that's not it. I'm one of those people. I'm happy. I'm not oblivious to the rest of the world, but you know what? I'm not going to let the rest of the world dictate how I feel about myself. Okay? That doesn't mean I don't feel bad for what's going on in the world. All my family members, some are suffering, some are carrying their conditions, and they know that. They know that about me. They know when they see me at the happiest that I show them that I'm happy. So that was that one. What you're gonna do next is you're gonna try to do like a forward. I would say, I don't know what they call this. I don't know if it's a butterfly or I call it almost like a zigzag, where you just go ahead and you tighten don't go too far over, okay? Try to get your hands level to where your knees at, and then just go ahead and tighten your stomach. Tighten your stomach get to a point. I think this exercise is good to tighten your stomach because when you go ahead and listen to your music, pretend you're like a old-time piece of machinery back in the olden days when stuff wasn't all robotized and computerized and it's like a piece of machinery. So what you want to do is you kind of want to make yourself part of the chair. And you and the chair want to become one. That's another one. You also can do the same thing. Okay? What this does is going to go ahead and torque your body, torque your midsection. I'm always recommend tensing. I don't say tense so that you concentrate more on how hard you're tensing than keeping your technique and your motion and your neck straight. Make sure you keep up your repetitions. When you drift off, it's okay to drift off as long as you do more than what you were going to plan to do and not do less. Not do less because, I didn't keep counting and use that as an excuse to stop short. You got to know how many reps you want to do. You gotta know how long you want to work out every day. You gotta know that before you even wake up. To be in the moment means you're able to plan your next day without interruption. That's under your control. Okay, that's another one. And then there's the one down, so the one up. Now, another one that I'm doing, that I started doing now is I wasn't getting enough results from my back. Okay. My wife says, you know what, she can always tell when I'm getting a little bit back because the back flap is the one that starts coming back. So what I do is I start doing this. I go up, tense enough so that I kind of keep it against my back. I kind of make my back in the bar one by the way I hold it. And then I'll go ahead and do it this way. You get a little bit higher point of definition because when you're going all the way down like this, if you were down on the regular position, like this, I'm using all waist. It's just waist. Okay, that's putting the motion in there, but it's not putting the force. It's not putting the, I don't know, the inertia, I guess is what you would call it. I don't know, that's what people terms or whatever, that you need to. So actually this overhead, which I'm really not supposed to do, so that I keep it, because of my injury, I'm not really supposed to keep my hands over my shoulders. So a lot of people could go up here. If you want to do that and keep the bar, the more higher you go, the harder it's going to be to keep the bar against you. The lower you go, the more you can make the bar part of you. Okay, you do that. I'm doing 50 to 100, depending on how I feel. What I want to do that day or that time. Okay. Then there's another one that I'm gonna do also, is you bring it back here and you do the same. Okay? These are not instant gratification exercises. These are repetitive motion muscle memory exercise that you need to train your mind and your body to want to do, not to have to do, not to need to do, but to want to do. Get to the point where you can't wait to get up in the morning or at nighttime and get this done so that you feel good. You feel better than before you started your exercise. I have rarely heard anybody say they felt worse after exercise. Yeah, you might feel, your body might feel worse, but your brain doesn't feel worse. Your spirit doesn't feel worse. Your blood pressure doesn't feel worse. Your weight doesn't feel worse. Okay? Let's get rid of those stop signs to health, man. We don't need doctors to tell us that we should be healthy. We don't need doctors to tell us we don't need too much of this or don't need too much of that, or you're not eating enough of this. Come on. They can't do the work for us. Ask yourself the questions about your health that a doctor would ask you. How many times you been a doctor? You know how many times they're going to ask you the question. How often do you exercise? Do you smoke? Do you get physical activity? Are you under stress? What's causing? They won't even ask what's causing you stress. They leave that up to the psychology department, psychiatry department to ask you what's causing your stress. Ask yourself what's causing your stress. Answer yourself before you answer other people, please. All right, guys. If you see the cardio is going, starting to get a little shine on the forehead, a little bit every day, a little bit every time. It adds up, people. Get your mind strong, get your will strong, work on your discipline, commit to yourself. Be selfish as far as doing for yourself that will enable you to do for others. I will never preach do for yourself so that you only care about yourself. No, I say care about yourself more than other people care about you in order so that you can care about them. Not more than they care about themselves, but enough to make a difference in their life if you need to. Okay? We're our own country. Each one of us is a little country that we are the president of, and we need to make decisions every single day. How do we run our country? Are you a third world country where part of you is corrupt and it's not letting the rest of you live the way it should be? Are you like a middle country where, yeah, you know what you should be doing for yourself? You do a little bit of this, you do a little bit of that, you got enough money, but what's missing? What's missing is that there's parts of your country that aren't happy. Okay? We need to fix our country. Fix yourself. Everybody fixes their own little country, the world's a better place. Goes without saying. It's not even an opinion, it's a fact. If you want to argue with me on that, go ahead. You won't last too long. I'll just show you. I'll show you how if you make all these little things better, all these little things that have to eventually come together anyway, if you make them better, the sum is the equal of its parts. I've never believed that the sum is greater than the parts. If that's true, then that means there's something missing in each part that doesn't allow each part to be enough on its own. Each of us should be our own chain, not a link in other people's chain, not a link in other people's life. Be your own link, be your own chain. Be your own weakest link. You know your own weakest link in your chain of your body, chain of your mind, chain of your health. Be honest with yourself. Get your mind right, get your body right. That'll get your spirit right. Get your soul right, whatever you want to call it, your karma, your aura, your yin, your yang, your tranquility, your peace, whatever. Whatever your psychological code is that lets you allow yourself to be in the moment, actually produce in real time. Okay?